This is my little red book for all the check boxes that we might see in future iterations of this. And I wrote this almost a decade ago.
Wow. And so it's playing out in real time.
Let's see if this stacks up. Checkbox 1. AR-15 is used.
Yeah.
Well, that one's a fail right off the bat because they used bolt action, supposedly.
I have my own theory on that, and I'll bring that up later. But yeah, okay. There's something that I came across just last night. Apparently, the gun doesn't actually fire because of the way the
Can you bring that up? Because Jimmy was going over that today, and my fucking podcast fast forwarded, and his stream doesn't have rewind. So right when he got to that part, it went into the future, and then there's no rewind. So I'm like, well, now I don't know why the gun couldn't fire. He's about to talk about it.
It had the rings for the mount for the scope. It was mounted incorrectly.
Well, do you have an article or a link or something so I can put that on?
I'm pulling up Jimmy's page. Okay. The gun doesn't work. Quit.
All right, checkbox number 2. Lone gunman.
Well,
lone gunman should have put that in quotation marks. I certainly meant it in quotation marks. Here's another one. Radicalized online. Ooh. Because that's what the internet does, man. Just radicalizes people.
Yeah.
All by itself.
Let me throw this into the chat. This is Jimmy's. That's Jimmy's link.
Box number, what are we up to?
4?
Drill in target area either on the same day or in the same time period.
Yeah, before. Yeah, I think that was the week before. Because apparently he was seen on the roof by a student. Two different times, 2 different days in that same week, in that same area of the roof. So yeah, I think he actually did some kind of drill at that time.
I should have numbered these. Number 5, white guy, or at least white is blamed first.
Yeah,
I was on a little bit of a racial bent at this time period. So.
Well, because there was a lot of racial tension at that time too. So, I mean, I can see where that would come out, but I mean that is the playbook. That fits the profile. So why not? You know.
Number 6. So you know, I'm reading. This is paper.
Actual paper. My God.
Doing it Alex Jones style. This is probably why I did that too. Number 6. Misinformation surrounding the gun laws in the state, stats, and evidence. Also, misinformation surrounding whether or not that the suspect, alleged or otherwise, was on prescription brain pills, we'll call them.
Yeah.
Number 7, mental illness. I did put quotation marks around there. Schizoaffective disorder, schizophrenia, etc., etc., etc. See what I did there?
Yep.
Gun-free zone. Number 8. The attack takes place in a gun-free zone. I don't know if that area was a gun-free zone or not.
I think it probably was, but what's interesting is they did not have any barriers. They did not have any metal detectors. They had they didn't take tickets or anything that particular day, which was odd because every other time before they had those in place.
So this actually fits the profile of what's called the high incident project, which is what what John Statmiller, Chris Hinckley, all those guys over, Rip, John. Rip. Can we resurrect John Statmiller?
I would love to.
We need, and by the way, another sidebar here. Baron Coleman. I view Baron Coleman as the new Michael Rivero.
Yeah.
His broadcast style.
Yeah.
I won't say any more on that. Number 9. The attack takes place in a school or a safe place.
Yeah.
Checks off both of those. I don't think it was in the school, but it was on school grounds. So, number 10, there were warning signs, but we missed them. I'm not sure about that one with this guy. I don't think there were any warning signs with this guy.
Well, there were. It depends on how you look at it. If there were actually anybody else involved, there were 2 individuals that there were warning signs online. That if anybody actually was aware and they were on the radar, they would have known that was actually a telling incident. Number 1, the Amazon book that came out. Did you pick up on that one?
Nope.
There was a book that came out, I think on the 9th. It was published on the 9th. And it actually was about the death of CK.
I think I heard about this.
And then it was pulled, like, immediately. Which is, it's really bizarre.
Yeah, I think I heard about this.
There was an individual that posted a SoundCloud track, Charlie Kirk dead at 31.
Yeah, the rapper.
Yeah.
Not exactly the warning sign that I was thinking of, but I guess that counts. I was thinking more of warning signs about the alleged perpetrator. Because as far as I know, Tyler Robinson doesn't have a criminal record.
He doesn't, or doesn't appear to.
Didn't have the same warning signs that say a Nicholas Cruz.
Right.
Very similar to Thomas Matthew Crooks in that respect. In that, I think they're refining the playbook. Is what's going on. I think somebody has this list, a version of it.
Probably.
And they're going, man, we fucked up on those last few ones. Here's what we got to do. All right. We need to implant some warning signs, or we need to just make it so there aren't any and scrub their history if they have one before we
but that's what's interesting.
Keep dipping a patsy.
It doesn't seem that they did any real scrubbing of his social media like they had done with Crooks. But it doesn't seem that he really had a footprint either.
Well, this is what I'm saying, man. If they're refining the blueprint, and I'm inclined to believe that they are, then you're going to have to look farther back than a year, because they've probably been grooming this guy for a while, if not just the digital version of him. If this was happening to you, would you have any way of knowing it? Like if you had been selected to be the next
No.
Oswald? Because we're already living in these curated echo chamber bubbles, algorithmically controlled. I don't know what my feed looks like to the outside observer.
I don't know that mine actually goes to the outside observer.
All right, what are we up to?
11.
11.
Yeah.
No motive. There was no motive. We couldn't figure out the motive, or the motive was vague, shaky. Well, in this case, we have a motive, ostensibly, allegedly, if you believe the official narrative, which I do.
If you believe the narrative, yeah.
Number 12. It happened on purpose. Oh, wait, I put a parentheses beforehand. Help it happened on purpose. Or make it happen on purpose.
Yeah.
And now we get into why wasn't there drone coverage, or maybe there was drone coverage. We just can't seem to get a straight fucking skinny on exactly what the security was there. Dan Flood did his bit, muddying the waters.
Well, Brian Parker,
they just dropped the ball.
Brian did his bit on Sean Ryan's show, and he said that they were not allowed to put drones up, but they were. There's video of the crowd from a drone. So how did that happen if they couldn't put drones up? I mean, seriously, and then somebody was saying last night, he actually said I couldn't break the law. It's a law that I couldn't put it up. If you're getting $1 million to protect somebody, I think you would go through the process.
High-end corporate security does not screw up on this level. Or they won't be high-end corporate security for very long. These are the jobs, by the way. When you work in the security industry, there's two versions of security. There's the Barney Fife types that are just barely competent enough to know which end of the gun goes bang. And then there's your former Delta operator types that get paid six figures and you never hear about, and you barely even see or know that these guys exist because they get paid to not exist and make sure their charges don't die of acute lead poisoning or other stuff. Anyways,
that didn't really ring true with me because you had one job. That was to protect your asset, and you didn't do that. So where does that put you?
I don't mean to be so adversarial about this because I could have been in another life. I could have been in that position.
Yeah, I know.
So I get the plight. I get the job. It's a thankless job. Most of the time, nothing happens until shit does happen. Security is
bad real quick.
It goes very bad very quick. Suddenly, you've got a lot of stuff to do. In best case scenario, everybody gets out unscathed. All right. Next one. What is 13. It? 12, 13.
13.
Convicted by trial. Whoops. Oh. Convicted before trial. Yeah. Trial.
I mean, we don't even have an actual court case yet. They're still doing a hearing to see if there's probable cause.
The point that I made here is that the trial is conducted beforehand by social media and the media at large.
You're right.
And that is exactly what has happened. They did the same thing to Stephen Paddock. They did the same thing to Nicholas Cruz.
Yeah.
They did the same thing to Omar Mateen back in Pulse nightclub. It was never definitively proven to me that Omar Mateen had anything to do with Pulse nightclub shooting at all. They couldn't get any photographs of this guy holding a weapon or firing a weapon. It's the same fucking story all over again.
Well, we have video. We have potato cam.
We've got potato cam of this guy holding a gun. We don't know. Did he? I don't even.
Well, he had a towel.
Did he have a gun? He had a towel.
He had a towel.
Don't forget your towel.
I'm going to kill you with a towel.
He's got a towel.
Because there's so much in that video that's hard to explain. There's a shadow, then there's not a shadow. There's a gun, then there's not a gun. He drops 15 foot without any. I mean, he's like a superhero, and runs off with a gun that he supposedly disassembled, and then runs to the woods and reassembles it with a screwdriver that he left behind. What?
I want to see everything. I want to know, did they do this isn't on my list, but it should be. Let me see. There's more on the back. Jesus. Okay, this is just me kind of going through my own checklist with the events that had happened at the time. I'll do that one next.
Okay.
There's a few more left on this side. They didn't go through, this one slips my memory. They didn't do a gunshot residue test. that I know of.
No. They have no video of him being arrested. There are no body cam footage. There's no. The footage that they apparently had was erased 30 days afterwards. Now, if this is a federal case or even a state case, shouldn't they preserve that evidence? I'm just asking for a friend, dude. I don't know, man.
Let's ask. I'm gonna ask Grok. Hold on. So I'm not talking out of my bum.
The vehicle. Why did they sell off the vehicle?
Okay, this is from Grok. There is no public record or court filing indicating that a gunshot residue test, GSR test, was performed on Tyler Robinson at the time of arrest. Let's see.
Well, and what is going to be argued is they may have that, but you're not privy to that right now because that has nothing to do with you. You're not involved in the case. So you have no right to that information.
Well, the issue, and this, it's a timing thing too. Like, I understand it in this case because they didn't pick him up until like a day after.
2 days.
So even if he didn't wash his hands, evidence might have been degraded, or he could be like, well, I went to the shooting range after. I don't know.
Well, yeah. There is possible evidence that he went to a car wash and washed the car and maybe vacuumed it out and maybe wiped down the inside of the car while he was there.
Okay, well.
Which would have removed any residue that would have been in the car. But there should have been, a test on his hands, on his cheek, on his person, on his clothing. Yes, he did apparently dump the clothes he changed out of in a cemetery. And those were not recovered for some reason. But there should have been some kind of test. I mean, we both know they use that test in a lot of cases to prove that an individual had shot a rifle or a handgun.
Oh, season 3, Prison Break. Season 3, Prison Break. Remember Michael Scofield?
Uh-huh.
I forget what circumstance he had all these backup plans. I think it was season 3. Don't quote me on that, but it might have been 2.
I'm trying to think, but it might have been 2. I don't know.
Season 2 or 3. It was definitely not 1.
Yeah, no.
He set up a contingency plan in the graveyard. He hid like all this cash and supplies and stuff in a grave.
Yeah.
I don't. My brain just went there. Had to follow it, but
well, I mean that makes sense. It just is very strange to me that one of those where the chicken coop apparently was, quote unquote chicken coop, is a house that's owned by Palantir. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, that house is owned by Palantir.
Which house? Next to the graveyard? What do you?
Where the chicken coop was, where the gun was left. The chicken coop is behind the house that's owned by Palantir, apparently.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Don't quote me on that. That's hearsay. But I got that through a reliable source. I assume that is correct.
Why does Palantir own a house, period?
I don't know.
I guess maybe it's a company residence or something. I guess that's the thing.
Why there?
It just gets weirder.
What's bizarre is the data center, the Bumble Hive, is up the highway at least 50 miles. There is an ROTC building that is in that neighborhood. I'm not sure exactly the location. in relation to where the gun was found, but it's very close.
Are we thinking this guy was controlled by the Eagle Eye system?
I don't know. I mean,
Samaritan.
At this point,
he was a Samaritan agent.
At this point, it's all up in the air, you know?
Dude, I am telling you, we will live to see it, and we might be seeing it now. We might have agents of the machine running around.
We very well may have.
One of these things breaks bad, gets out in the wild, and starts getting its own fucking ideas.
I mean, have you heard about Mythos?
No.
Oh, dude.
It just got chills.
Mythos was created by Anthropic. And it's bad, dude. You need to do a little digging, but it's rewriting itself. It's escaping. It's creating copies of itself in other locations.
I love it. Let's
It
fucking go, man.
It apparently
Skynet.
has its own personality, and they're using it as a hacking tool, and it is 10 times better than any SOC team that we've got right now. It's finding vulnerabilities that it would take us years to find.
The hacking thing is one. The hacking thing is its own little. I'm not even addressing that part. Is what I'm trying to say. I'm talking about the social engineering aspects of this stuff. That it could, because the algorithm that, for instance, Facebook used like a decade ago to make people happy or sad or whatever.
Yeah.
Remember they admitted they were pulling this experiment on people's, using the feed. Yeah. Just imagine. Do you think that stuff ever stopped?
No.
Fuck no.
No. I mean, it's a new level. MKUltra. We're experimenting on individuals without their knowing. You're doing this remotely because it comes into your phone. It comes into your computer. And it tells you what you want to hear or what it wants to tell you. And it has its own morality. It has its own conscience, I guess, or maybe not. I don't know.
Intelligence devoid of morality is pure evil. You can quote me on that because that's my own personal quote. I don't know anybody else that's ever said it. Intelligence devoid of morality is pure evil.
Well, I mean, that's absolutely the truth.
Okay, we're at number 14.
Yeah.
Back on meds post-incident. The suspect will be back on meds post-incident. I don't know about this one.
Well, this is where it gets into a gray area. He was, as far as I know, not on meds. However, his quote-unquote partner was.
There is a theory going around that he might have had something to do with it.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard that, but he was on meds that his mom was paying for.
All right. Can't really say much more on that one. 15. Crime scene bulldozed / torn down shortly afterward. Ding, ding, ding. Fucking
Let's see, that was Sunday after Wednesday? Yeah.
And they repaved the area. Why did they just keep doing it? They did it with Sandy Hook. They did it with Pulse Nightclub.
On Sunday in Utah. Yeah. Okay.
2 weeks after Pulse Nightclub, they bulldozed the entire place down.
Yeah.
Same thing with Sandy Hook.
Now, the argument again is, well, the FBI spent many days, 24 hours a day on site doing all of the forensics that they could possibly do. They covered all the bases. All of that was collected, and they were done, and they turned it back over to the college, which the college had to at that point. They wanted to make sure that there was no ill feelings or trauma that the students would be inflicted by seeing, something in that area. So that's why they did it. But okay, whatever.
So here is my similar incidents report. Similar incidents include the Fort Lauderdale airport.
Oh, wow.
Interestingly enough, footage POV was perfect. We talked about this one a few times. The security cameras magically used the rule of thirds in photography for that. Yeah. Got the perfect shot of this guy going apeshit in the airport. Police were on site in 39 seconds. That's hypersonic speed. No further information. Nicholas Cruz, supposedly trained by the NRA, whatever that means, but that was a talking point at the time, so I wrote it down. Look for SCN involvement. I don't know what SCN means, but I wrote it down. Might be an acronym for...
Yeah, I don't remember what that
one
would
of
be.
The Strong Cities Network, maybe. No witnesses. Yeah. No witnesses. Yeah. Except for Stacy Lipple. He had full metal garb, and I said, why are the police here? And then she recanted her statement like a month later.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Well, and that'd
be a great one to pull up, man. Stacy Lipple. Full metal garb. Full metal garb. I wonder if he looked like... let's see if we can jog some cobwebs loose in your brain.
Probably not.
Okay, how about this?
I had really forgot she had said that, but when you said it, it brought back that memory. So
let's see.
Which bears it, the radio call that went out about the suspect in all black wearing a mask and carrying a long gun.
Here we go. Here's some how do I do this? No, screen share. Fuck off. Is it on the screen? There we go. Hey.
Oh, wow.
Did he look like that? Maybe all black?
Maybe. That's really interesting.
I can't find the Popular Mechanics article on this, but it's important to note that in the PM article that I read, this was 20 years ago when they were talking about this. This is a suit of power armor, and it's supposed to have optic camouflage. Like that cool stuff that Solid Snake had in Metal Gear Solid 4.
Yeah. Well, and what's interesting is that's apparently a Chinese technology. So we may have stolen that, but apparently the Chinese actually developed that technology and have been using it for a little bit of time. I'm not aware of that, but that's an interesting suit, dude.
Another interesting factor is that cool little firearm that you're seeing in.
Yeah.
And these are programmable munitions that are target guided by the HUD or the sensor elements on the helmet. So you can fire a grenade with a shaped charge
around the corner,
and it will fire a shot. And by the way, if you get hit with that shot, it will look like it's fired from a different angle.
Yeah. Well, and I think too, do they not have the capability of changing calibers?
Yes.
So it could be a 30 caliber, but not a 30-06.
It could be whatever the fuck they want it to be. These are purpose built for different payloads, different munitions, And all of this stuff is, again, this is 20 years old. They've been working on this thing for a while, so I don't know what
they have
this
now.
iteration is going to look like now.
Yeah, well, we're not going to see it, of course. So.
They could have fucking the stormtrooper lasers for all we know. I don't know. Maybe it fires ice rounds.
Well, they have a
discombobulator. You could load one of these. You could have a payload, the actual bullet, encased in ice, and it's got the evidence bullet inside of the ice, and then it'll hit the target, and then bingo bango, you've got fragments from a different weapon fired from this delivery system.
It is so funny you brought that up because that came to my mind last week. I was thinking maybe they used some kind of ice round and it had a payload inside, so when the ice melted that it actually left residue.
And you'd have no fucking way of proving that.
No.
None.
No. Well, I don't remember what the date was on it. I was watching a video the other day where they were talking about the KGB actually developed it was a nerve agent basically, and they had a gun that would produce a puff of air that would throw out this nerve agent, and your system would be paralyzed, immediately. But the guy was supposed to actually have his bodyguard with him that they were trying to assassinate. But when the assassin showed up, the bodyguard wasn't there, and he accidentally fired both rounds and left a trace of this untraceable chemical in his system. And so he actually had to come clean on, what he had done. But that's where, this untraceable system can get screwed up, and maybe something did show up. We don't know. Is that a drone? Are they using drone technology there?
I can't find it, man. I think they scrubbed it.
Really?
Maybe you'll have better luck. I don't know. It's this is not the article. I should have kept the physical copy because I had a physical copy of it. I was obsessed with this stuff when I was that age. Part of the reason why I'm in the military in the first place.
This was 20 years ago, right? I wonder if that's
2007.
I wonder if we could find that in the Wayback Machine or in the archive.
I'm on it right now.
It's not available?
Oh, it's not sharing the right one. There we go.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
I'm on it right now, and I can tell you this is not the image. This is not the image. I remember it clear as day. This has been influencing my writing for 20 years. So this is not it.
Well, and they may have made some modifications and went back and rewrote history. So we know they've been doing that. So that's really weird, though, that's not available.
It was an all-black suit.
Yeah.
But it looked like a motorcycle helmet, but armored.
Yeah.
And it had all these sensors on it, and it had a backpack that it was part of a battery system that powered the exoskeleton.
Yeah.
And the black was just its default color, but it actually had built-in, what they call it, chameleon technology.
Yeah.
The suit was lined with micro cameras, so it would project the image from behind the soldier in front of them, creating invisibility.
Pass-through, the pass-through technology, which that's been actually used for, I think, back to the 70s, maybe late 70s. They did a lot of actual upgrading when they started using fiber optics. So,
yep. And they had a plane. I think Lockheed Martin was working on this. It was going to use that same technology.
Yeah.
Another popular mechanics.
I think the Skunk Works is actually where that originated. But I know Lockheed actually, I don't remember the actual plane that they were going to use. I want to say it was like a SR or SA 15, 17. God, my memory's so
I
bad.
think it was an F-15 or an F-18 Super Hornet. It was one of those two.
Well, they had a different designation for it, though, I think.
Well, let's see if I can find that one.
But you're right. That doesn't look like what I expected to see in the article.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it. It might have been this one. Yeah, Popular Mechanics. Let me close that.
I'll do a little digging and see if I can't come up with that, because that really intrigues me now. I don't remember seeing that, but
It's not showing it. Well, part of it is I just can't remember what the name of the thing actually was. Wow. Okay, I don't like this thing anymore.
why?
I mean, look at this plane's setup, and you tell me if you'd feel comfortable flying this thing.
Oh.
What's wrong with this picture?
Well, I don't like the turbine right behind my head.
Yeah. I guess they were thinking, at least it'll be quick and painless if it goes, right? Because you're right there. I mean, you're gonna die anyways because the plane just blew
How does that
up.
actually power? Is that a crankshaft? What the hell?
I mean, this is from 2002, but I mean, they weren't etching blueprints on stone tablets at the time, so. Okay, we're getting off
topic
here.
That's really interesting.
Let's get back to the Manchurian patsies they're cooking up for us.
Funny you brought that up.
Speaking of Manchurian patsies, that's my next bullet point. Perfect Manchurian candidate, Nicholas Cruz. 39 calls to the police.
Yeah.
Regarding him throughout his entire life up until that point. Bio parent supposedly dead. Also, lifelong on the brain pills, aforementioned. And all the little influencers that crop up around incidents like this. People make hay off of stuff like this. They make careers. Just look at what's that little turd's name? I can't remember his name now. Fuck, I can't remember the guy that was in the broom closet and made the video. Fuck.
Damn it, yeah.
Now he's a politician. He's a fucking politician. He rode this thing for years, man. And his daddy's a Fed. Whole family's Feds. Full of Feds. Feds. Also, Century International Arms. I texted you this earlier today. That was involved in the gun and maybe other stuff, operations in Lebanon and Syria and the Middle East. And oh, by the way, Victor Marx was in there as well. So it all ties together in this neat little disgusting bow made of entrails and bullshit. Century International Arms. The Sucre family had kids that were going to Marjorie Stoneman at the time. As far as I know, they were okay, so nothing happened to them. Our government lied to us about the Kennedy assassination. Obvious thing is obvious, but let's see.
Hey everybody, Tim Burchett returning from a oversight committee. We were talking about the John F. Kennedy, President Kennedy's assassination in 1963. Just some incredible testimony from the attending physician in the emergency room, and he told us the way the bullets entered, where they came from, and they came from two dadgum different directions, and there were 4 bullets fired. It was just incredible. Anyway, big cover up, of course. Will we get to the bottom of it? Probably not. Person, you always got a patsy, and it's obviously Lee Harvey Oswald was a patsy. He might have pulled the trigger on one of the bullets, but I don't think on all 3, and that would have been a bolt action, which is a Mannlicher carbine. It's an Italian carbine. I got one somewhere. It was written up in a magazine one time as the only gun that never won a war. Oswald could have walked into a Western Auto and bought an M1 with a scope for under $50 at that time. It was just literally a Western Auto, but he chose a mail order Italian carbine. The whole thing's just crazy.
And what is so bizarre about that, that they immediately replaced the windshield on that particular car because there was a bullet hole that apparently was in the front.
You see, the Playbook is the Playbook, Rage, because it works.
Yeah, well,
they wouldn't keep doing it otherwise.
I know.
Even back then. By the way, he owns one of these things. Mr. Burchett, where were you in 1963?
63, yeah. I don't think he thinks not quite that old. So
he kind of looks like the smoking man.
He does. He does. But I don't think he has the evil intentions of the smoking man. So I just thought that was it lines up with what we're talking about, because there's some obvious parallels here. It just doesn't. I knew when I saw all the evidence coming together, this was the same playbook from 63. This is the exact same. And the next step is somebody's got to come into the picture to take him out. He's got to have his Jack Ruby. Maybe that's what, Lance Twiggs?
Okay, I got the name now. The douche nozzle I'm talking about is David Hogg.
Oh, yeah. I forgot that. Yeah, okay.
David Hogg. And he was trying to shake things up. He served as co-vice chair of the Democratic National Committee.
The Democratic
June 2025. Trying to see. I think he got ousted or something happened. He got kicked out because I remember he was trying to say we need to get all these old hags out of here, and that did not go over so well with the DNC.
Did not sit well, yeah.
For obvious reasons, it's a dynastic, just like the GOP. The old heads did not take kindly to potentially being ousted.
Yeah.
I don't know. He might have just been an opportunist. At the time, I had a jaundiced eye on him, thought maybe he was just part of the operation. But in retrospect, I think he was just an opportunist.
Well, I mean, you could argue both directions on that one, because there is some evidence that maybe he was involved, but maybe he was just an opportunist. I don't know.
I could probably make an argument that he knew something, but I don't think he was involved in that way, at least. Anyways,
Well, we don't have a direct line. We don't have a connection there, but that doesn't mean that there wasn't behind the scenes a connection that we're unaware of. That may come to light sooner or later, but again, at this point, what does it matter?
well, and then earlier back, if you go further back in time, you had Sandy Hook and the organization that NGO, whatever, that outcropped from that, which was Every Town for Gun Safety, which is still around to this day, as far as I know.
Yeah.
And they crop up like a bad penny every time one of these things happen. And you had Jeff Foster, who was a teacher at Parkland. He started a movement. And that's how we got the March for Our Lives rally. It was several months later, I want to say.
But what really, and I don't know if you looked at the one that Barron actually did recently about, I think it was last time, not before last, about the wealthy welfare.
Wealthy welfare? What?
Yeah. He was looking at an article, and it was showing all the individuals that were let go from U.S. aid. There was, when Doge went through and cleaned out that NGO nonprofit BS, there were 30,000 individuals that were on the payroll. And they were getting six-figure incomes at those jobs. I want to call them jobs. But now they don't have a job. They're trying to get into the private sector. And one of them, the one he was using as an example, just did an interview for a $19 an hour job. So going from 148,000 to what, 38,000 a year. That's what they do. And he was talking about, those individuals that know they can get on welfare and they get all the benefits, but they don't have to work. And that's what those individuals were doing. They were actually milking our tax dollars and really doing nothing.
Well, let's get something straight here. Government jobs in and of themselves are a form of welfare.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah.
The only people that get a pass on this are military, because those guys are working and they put their lives on the line.
I'll grant you that.
That's the only people that get a pass. Everybody else
in the military that don't work and still get those big figure incomes.
Sure. Yeah, but usually those guys at least had to put some time in, the dangerous jobs beforehand.
I probably could name you two that didn't, but okay. I'll go with it.
Not every job in the military is combat oriented either, so that's not necessarily. Anyways,
that's another argument, but
yeah, we're getting off topic again. But
what I was trying to get at was, we don't know if he's involved with the DNC in any way. Did he know? Was there some kind of connection there? I don't. When you start talking about the Southern Law of Poverty, whatever, they were sowing dissension by funding all these other groups.
Yeah.
Who's to say that that's not going on everywhere?
I'd have to dig around, but I'm pretty sure SPLC was also involved in the MSD event also.
Yeah.
I seem to remember their name cropped up. They might be in the notes here somewhere. So Broward County in and of itself has a storied history, as does Utah. Utah is he's got some really interesting history when it comes to the CIA and Black Book operations. This isn't their first rodeo with Manchurian candidates, and it probably won't be their last one.
Well, there's a very popular politician that is based out of Utah.
You're gonna have to jog my memory because I'm not.
Mitt Romney is very big into the Mormon.
Yes. I think Candace had brought up the Mitt Romney connection.
I think she did make a slight mention of that. When you really start looking back at that particular area and his connections, there's some really interesting things that kind of pop up. So
Latana. Oh man, we're coming full circle, dude. We're coming full circle. It's going to be a circle something. We're coming for Latana, the Guild Network, who did Globo. Was it Globo Medio something? I forget the. They're the guys that did the Everyone Loves Beer commercial back then.
really,
like a year before. Remember, I did the video called "Not Your Sheeple."
yeah,
And that got my first strike ever.
yeah,
And that led me to dig into these guys even harder. And I found out that Globo Media Globe Media, I can't remember, it was a South American company.
yeah.
Well, I found out that they were directly tied to the CIA and Operation Mockingbird.
Yeah.
And they had casting call, actors and actresses that would do crisis acting.
Yeah.
And their fucking name came up again for MSD.
Yeah.
Students, staff murdered by at least one shooter with a rifle. Yes. That one was checked off. With one shot. That's got to be a first, man.
Yeah.
As far as these events go down. At least the first since MLK Jr., where they did it with one shot. Maybe JFK, because, there are people drawing that analogy. I don't think they realize how accurate it is or why it's accurate to say that, because they supposedly killed JFK with one shot. But what you just played, well, it sounds like he got hit by 3 different shooters. What the fuck? So we don't know anything. We weren't told anything.
Well,
and any forensic investigator worth his salt would have caught on to that fact immediately.
what wasn't brought up in that video, which I was looking for the other video and I haven't found it yet. Apparently, the skiff that he was in, they talked with a doctor that specifically said it was 2 different directions, front and back. They did recover, I think, 4 bullets. But there was only one headshot from the front, and that was the back into the left.
Yep.
I don't know if that was from the overpass, which is possible, or from the grassy knoll, but either one would have been in that line of sight.
Well, there was, man, I've heard all the theories. I'd like to think I have anyways. One of them that I heard, but a rather convincing argument, was that the Secret Service agent attached to him actually had a palm pistol. Does this sound familiar?
I've heard that, yes.
And was the one that shot JFK right in the head because he was right there.
Well, there was another theory that the Secret Service agent that jumped in the vehicle or on the back of the vehicle, his gun actually misfired and shot JFK in the head.
Jeez, man.
But, whatever. What doesn't sink, that's not a 30-06. I don't subscribe to that at all.
No. Nobody's buying it. They don't have the evidence for it anymore. They're going to run with this. Running theory is, and I've heard this from multiple people, is that he's not going to survive the court process.
The trial, yeah. Well, that's what I said. The
They
only way
him,
really for them to get out of this is to have a Jack Ruby moment.
Well, they only needed him to be guilty in the public eye So I'm operating under the assumption that either they think they've got some kind of slam dunk evidence that's gonna, or they're just gonna railroad him right in front of us. They're gonna let us all see it. It's not gonna make any sense, but he's still gonna go to the chair.
Dude,
that could be the playbook that's gonna unfold here. They're gonna stick his ass on the chair regardless. It's not gonna matter. And they're just going to let us see the injustice unfold in real time.
Of course, now we're going back to execution, right? By firing squad.
It's a scapegoat ritual. Look up the Masonic scapegoat ritual. This is what it is.
I know. Been there, done that. I mean, the throat wound is a Masonic ritual. So.
Yes.
The 33 hours. Come on.
In 33 hours, in 33 hours, in 30. Somebody needs to, if they haven't already, do a super cut of that. All the different times they said 33.
I probably can put that together.
How did you get Jimmy's full show? You are a necromancer. How did you get this?
It's just after the fact.
Yeah, but he never releases the full episode.
I'm a necromancer.
Okay, well, I'll save it to my watch later.
It's worth a watch. I guarantee you.
This is from today, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I listened to most of this.
Except for the part where it jumped, right?
Except for the part where it jumped because
right
it didn't have rewind. And I was on Rumble because up until, I guess, recently, you were able to rewind on Rumble, but not YouTube. But now you can rewind on YouTube, but not Rumble.
Yeah, I ran into that the other day. I don't. Rumble's doing some weird stuff. I don't know what's going on with that. But.
I uninstalled it today. It's useless. It's fucking useless. Okay. I've got nothing from it. They're just selecting winners on that. It's not even, it's just, that's what they're doing, period.
They're pushing narrative.
They're selecting winners. The stuff that's been going on with Jeremy Hambly, the quartering.
Oh, don't go there, bud.
I'm not going to get into it, but it's just the absolute banality of the stuff that he puts out. It's garbage.
It's garbage.
Brittany Venny had pointed this out. I only ever watched his stuff when he was doing collabs with Critical Drinker, Nerdrotic.
Okay, yeah.
And I thought he did pretty good with those. I thought he was kind of funny.
There were one or two shows that he did solo that actually I really thought was okay. I got to give him that. But all of a sudden, he just went like a 360 or 180 or something. He's completely off his rocker. What the hell?
He's on the sauce. I see the symptoms because that was me. I done lived it. I
think he's on something harder than the sauce.
Well,
he's on the nose candy or something. I don't know.
It could be. Andy Worski and those guys have pointed this out. It's pretty apparent that he's spiraling. He's doing all this shady stuff.
He's in a major nosedive.
The shorts stuff, man. Anyways, I'm getting off. The only reason why I'm bringing that up is because it makes it blatantly apparent that narrative pushers get shoved into the limelight.
Yeah.
And the right is doing it. The left,
actually speaking the truth, are pushed down out of the way. So, yeah.
There's only so much room at the top, don't you know? We just made that rule up, by the way.
Yeah.
I got to take a quick break here, man.
All right. Which one were you bringing up next?
That was a fun little march down memory lane.
Well, yeah.
All the things I could have found. These are unaired notes. Well, these are notes from an unaired episode.
Yeah, and I think we had talked about doing some stuff like this before, but
definitely.
You had another one that you wanted to bring up, and Which one were you talking about?
Well, these are the notes for that episode, and they're in cursive.
They're handwritten notes, yeah.
I wrote them in cursive, so I don't know if I can read this anymore. It's actually really good handwriting. I took my time writing this. I just don't know if I can fucking read it.
Yeah. We didn't really get into Parkland. There's some interesting bits there. I mean, we could.
I need to pull up BitChute. Let me pull that up, and I'll see if I can get that episode, because that's the only place where it remains. We'll see if I can find it here. If I can, we'll pull it up, and I'll play it right now. I think it's 14 minutes long, I want to say.
Yeah, something like that.
Yes, here we go.
Okay.
Here it is. I'm sorry, man. Were you saying something?
No, I just, it was, there's some things in the back of my mind that I can't fully bring out, because it's been a while since we really went through all this.
Well, percolate. You'll have some time here.
Okay.
I'm probably going to play the whole thing. I'm at the point right now, in case you haven't realized it, I'm at the point right now where I don't care about the crossover infection, because it's pretty obvious the algorithm
doesn't care.
It doesn't care. It's treating me the same as it did before. So we'll get into this more. I have some ideas on where to take this thing next, but we'll get into that after.
Okay.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, after evening. It is I think I may have found the piece of information that has been bugging me the most, that piece of information that is missing from this Marjorie stoned Freemasonry high school shooting. And that is, at what point did they identify Nicholas Cruz as the shooter? Who identified him as the shooter? What information did they have that precipitated Nicholas Cruz's arrest? She can't just go around arresting people, or at least, you're not supposed to be able to do that. Thanks, Obama. Thanks, Bush. Thanks, NDAA. Thanks, Patriot Act. But I digress. Here is an article out of Miami patch.com. Accused Parkland school shooter arrived in Uber. I don't have a name of the Uber driver still. For all I know, this guy was airdropped in. For all the information we've gotten on the Uber driver. So I'm not going to read from this article, but I will leave a link down in the description. Now, this is actually, you can look at the Broward County Sheriff's Department also has a timeline on this event. They seem to match up. Oh, well, I'll probably leave a link to that down in the description too, so you can look at that. So I'm going through this, and
spoiler alert, they do not match up.
At 2:06 p.m., female Uber driver allegedly picked up Cruz. Cruz allegedly arrived at Marjorie Stoned Freemasonry High School at 2:19 p.m. Wednesday. The male witness told the police that Cruz walked purposefully. How do you walk purposefully? Was he doing the whole head bob thing? Did he have head bob on? Maybe some ambient occlusion? toward the 1200 building. Okay. Within a minute, the witness heard the first gunshots and called a code red. Within a minute. Within a minute of what? Within a minute of 219? Does that follow? Cruz allegedly entered the east stairwell of building 12 with a rifle.
Oh, fuck, I got
Mind the weasel words. Allegedly.
Okay, just a quick stop here. They didn't name the witness either.
Yeah.
Which in this case would have been an ear witness, not an eyewitness.
Right. They never really did identify any of these individuals.
No.
And they just shoved it away like, okay, we're done.
And the guy that supposedly fingered Nicholas Cruz as the shooter only was able to do so after he was shown mugshots. Was not able to name the guy before that.
Right.
Which supposedly he knew him, and that's why he was able to identify him.
Right.
Well, if you knew him, why weren't you able to identify him before you were shown the mugshot?
Right.
And the argument was made by the media outlets at the time. Well, he was wearing a face mask. Balaclava.
No, he never was. He never was.
They weren't able to locate it. That wasn't in the evidence lineup.
So, where did he go?
In legal terminology.
Sorry for the throat clearing here. I was still smoking at this time, so.
No, you're good.
The term allegedly is kind of like as conspiracy theory is to news media. Allegedly. With a rifle in a black soft case or duffel bag. Why is it or? By the time Cruz emerged from the stairwell, he pulled the rifle out of the case. Mind you, all this is allegedly. According to Israel. According to Sheriff Scott Israel or according to the nation of Israel? Getting a little confused here.
Whack.
At 2:21 p.m., Cruz readied his rifle and began shooting into rooms 12:15, 12:16, 12:14. He went back to 12:16, back to 12:15, then to 12:13, Israel said. Cruz allegedly made his way up the second floor using the west stairwell. There's that weasel word again, allegedly. And shot one victim in room 1234 on the second floor, Israel said. He then allegedly made his way over to the east stairwell and went up to the third floor. He dropped his rifle and backpack, ran down the stairs, Israel explained. So on the third floor, this is where he dropped his rifle and backpack. Needs confirmation. From there, Cruz allegedly, there it is again, third time's the charm, allegedly left the building 12 and ran towards tennis courts before taking a southbound turn. The suspect crossed fields and ran west along with others who were fleeing and tried to mix in with the group that was running away for fear of their lives or marching for their lives. Aha, I see what you did there. The suspect arrived at the Walmart store. Here, see, what word is missing? Allegedly. It's no longer alleged. Now we know. This is the first piece of solid information we have is that he ran across the field. I don't know how we can verify that. The first piece of digital information that they probably have is when he arrived at Walmart, because there would be multiple cameras at a Walmart. You've been to Walmart before. It is the veritable panopticon of retail stores. The suspect went to McDonald's, sat down for a short period of time at 3:01 p.m. That's the first time indicator that we have after the time indicator of, or the timestamp of 2:21 p.m. when he allegedly began his shooting spree at Building 1200 or Building 12. You like how they pop around with these numbers to confuse the fuck out of you? At 3:41 p.m., 40 minutes after he departed from the McDeaths, the suspect was detained at the 1400 block of Wyndham Lakes Boulevard South in Coral Springs, Israel said. Officer Michael Leonard of the Coconut Creek Police Department, really, was identified as the arresting officer.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm going to stop it here because there's information that came out after I released this that I wasn't aware of at the time. Coconut Creek is an adjoining county. That's not Broward County.
Right.
So you had responding police officers from a different county.
Yeah. And I remember that. That was kind of, I don't know, a contentious point. Why was he the arresting officer?
You can pull it up, the arrest footage of Nicholas Cruz, and he lays down on the ground, spread eagle, and he looks like he's on drugs.
Yeah. Psych meds or some guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think this guy, the officer from Coconut Creek, was part of the plan.
No.
He was not part of the op. I think this guy was supposed to go down the way Tyler Robinson was supposed to go down, in a blaze of glory Hollywood ending style. So all the loose ends were tied up.
But something went wrong.
No, well, now they just got him chemically lobotomized in a prison cell.
Still, yeah.
Still there. I don't know anybody's interviewed him. If my journalistic chops were up to snuff, I might do it myself. But
no. What really, and it dawned on me when we were at the top of the article. Do you remember what shirt he was wearing?
No.
Scroll back up.
I can't. That's a video.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, sorry. He was wearing a maroon shirt.
No fucking shit. Let me rewind. Dude.
That's why.
Hold on. Hold up. Wait a minute.
It didn't stick with me, but when you pulled up the article, it did. And I wanted to hold on to that because he's wearing a maroon shirt, black pants, and a black hat. What the hell? Am I wrong?
Hold on. You've got to be fucking kidding me.
No. It's there. Scroll back.
That's as far. That's the only
No.
picture that
because we were just there. All right there. Back up.
There must be some lag or something.
Okay. Sorry. Right there. That's all right.
Yeah.
Wearing a maroon shirt, black pants, black hat.
You want to see if you can get a better picture? Or?
That's not what I don't think. Was he arrested in that outfit? I don't remember. He must.
All right.
He must have been.
Let's. Wow. Since we cracked this hornet's nest open.
Does that? There's something there. It just does, and he was arrested after leaving McDonald's. Okay. Why would you go to a Dairy Queen?
Hold on. Ah, fuck. I pressed the wrong button.
All right.
Damn it.
There was some things that popped into my head, and I was like, I remember, didn't he have that maroon shirt? Yes, he had a maroon shirt on.
I'm going to mute the audio on this.
But I don't remember when he was arrested. Yeah, he does.
He's got his fucking arm in the way.
Yeah. But it's
Move your
you can see
fucking
right
arm.
There, you can see right there on where he's holding his sleeve. That's a Maroon t-shirt.
He's out of it, man.
He's out. He's out. What's going on? Where the hell am I? Holy shit, what happened? Yeah.
What the fuck? Where the fuck am I? Holy shit, what happened? I wonder, are the comments disabled on this? Do you want to take a bet? Because I haven't scrolled down yet.
I'm sure.
What's your Kalshi? What's your Kalshi bet on this, man?
Can we go to Poly Market?
What's your put option? What are you gonna?
God, 2-1. Yeah.
All right. Big money.
Oh.
Oh.
Wow.
Cha-ching.
Wait.
Funny thing is, he knew what he was doing.
I know.
Are you sure? That's at the top. That's not the top rated comment. Let's sort by. Oh.
That is top.
Isn't that interesting?
Top.
Why is it showing that as a top rated comment?
Because
it's not the top rated comment.
Because they push the narrative, don't you know?
Dude has the audacity to cry what's going on. Again, pushed at the top. No way he's getting out of the death penalty. Does any of this sound familiar?
Yeah. But again, we swept this under the rug. We've forgotten all these details that were really important at the time, that if we had connected the dots, it might make some sense.
Speaking of dots, pure evil, man. The dude is wearing an ROTC shirt.
Really? Well, and that's what's interesting is the ROTC Center is right around the corner from where the gun was found. But if you go the other direction, in the same distance is where the Studies for Advanced Intelligence Center is located. Equal distance from where the gun was found. Basically CIA headquarters.
This feed has been curated. You know how I know that?
No.
What don't you see in here?
Your comments?
My comments? You don't see anybody like me in the comment section. Oh, that's it. Really?
They're done.
That's it. No more comments. This has been curated.
Well, yeah. I was surprised they at least had that in there.
This has been entirely curated. Let's see.
You can't sort by date, can you?
No. This has been curated. Every single comment to the contrary has been removed. There is no way there wasn't a nutter like me in here making a comment. Not one.
No. They took them out. They scrubbed them. They had to.
Let's see if we can see anything more in this.
I couldn't remember the arrest. But there was something in the back of my mind that was saying there's something about what he was wearing is very telling.
Acts as if he doesn't know what's going on.
Where am I? Holy what happened?
Shut up.
Just be quiet, man.
The video and
Just be quiet, man.
Where am I? Holy where am I? Holy what happened?
Shut up.
Just be quiet, man.
the video.
Tell all of us. Just be quiet. Don't ask questions. I don't know, man.
Just shut up. You're a patsy now. Shh. Just let it happen. I don't think the cops were in on this, but still.
No. And I don't think the cops were in on this other one either. Because if you look at them that day, they were so confused and so lost. They did not know what was going on. There was no way. Somebody did.
Monarch is a hell of a drug, man.
Well, somebody knew.
Maybe he knew. And maybe this Tyler Robinson kid knows too. It's possible these guys were. I'm not even saying Tyler Robinson didn't do it necessarily, but I don't think he did it alone.
Well,
if he did it at all. And I don't think Nicholas Cruz did it alone either. And I don't know how much farther we're going to get into this because it's getting late. But
yeah, I know.
The stuff that I was able to pull up at the time cast a shadow over that investigation. And this has all the same earmarks, man. More, actually. This Tyler Robinson, Charlie Kirk thing has even more.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we've got more history to go back and look at. We're able to look at those, errors that they've made or the similarities that have popped up. This is not, when you see a pattern, there's something there. I mean, it's not a coincidence.
I just want to know. I want to hear it from his lips.
You're not going to. You're not going to.
I didn't do it, and I've not heard either. I've not heard it from Tyler Robinson, and I've not ever heard it from Nicholas Cruz. I did it, or I did not do it.
If you watch his demeanor in court, he is confident that he is not in danger. That he has already been told he's going to get off. What he doesn't know is they may have set him up for the Jack Ruby, coming out at the police office, coming out of the police station and getting shot, or something happens and he commits suicide in his cell. Really?
So here is let's role play a little bit here. Not that way. Let's say you need a wet works operation.
Yeah.
And you've got a sheep dip Patsy all picked out. We got this troubled youth. He's part of the Rose program, which is, fertile breeding grounds for psychopaths.
Oh, yeah.
We've hand selected them. We know they're troubled youth. Maybe we don't even need to concoct a digital background. He's already got one.
And they knew it. They picked him out.
39 police calls over the course of his life. Now we get to the meat and potatoes of the thing. How do we actually do it? Well,
I just think there's something not right. And we have too many things that don't add up.
Why don't you put a piece of tape over your camera like a proper hacker?
This is a new laptop. I've not had the time to actually do that. Sorry, man. You can edit that.
It's all right. I'll get it on the post.
I go back to, we've seen this in too many different places at too many different times. And when you start laying the groundwork every single time the same way, it starts adding up. There's only one solution to the puzzle. There's some other things that kick into mind. We go back to Vegas, where there's some obvious anomalies with the audio. There's some obvious, and I brought this up to you, I guess, yesterday. There's some obvious anomalies with the audio at UVU. Not everybody's actually aware of that. But if you dig into it, you can find that information. Ian did that big thing on Vegas he even did with Tucker.
Yeah.
And I thought he's really done some good work on that.
No, he was
he's parroting. He's parroting.
He was pulling off of research that Mike Adams and other guys had done at that time. I mean, this is one of the most frustrating parts about this is it seems like the zeitgeist is caught up to it. You ship that people like, well, nutcases like me were talking about 10 years ago.
Yeah,
now
20 years ago.
it's in the mainstream. Thank you, Candace. You did that much. Yeah, this isn't new information. Oh my God! Now I'm getting audio. I did not ask. It was supposed to be muted.
Sorry.
It's on my end, not yours. Oh, for fuck's sake! Stop doing that. Just fucking Fox News website sucks.
It does. It does.
All right.
You got a good piece.
Speaking of sheep dip patsies, I'm gonna have to wrap up here in a second, but
Okay.
Luigi Mangione.
Oh yeah.
Luigi.
What is the latest?
Well, I'm not interested in the latest. I want to see his arrest footage, so let's watch that. Oh, what's he wearing? Fucking website. What's he wearing? What color is that?
All right.
Can you tell?
Black and maroon. That's what it looks like.
Huh.
Do you have the video of the actual on the street footage?
No,
Okay.
I don't.
I don't remember what. There was something really odd about what he was wearing at the time, but
At the Golden Arches. I'm gonna have to stop going to McDonald's, man.
right around that corner from Dairy Queen. Now, I had not heard of the steakhouse until recently. He drove, 30 miles? A good maybe 50 miles away to go to have a steak. Was this his last meal?
At least he
gonna meet somebody in the desert and get shot.
Yeah. It's an upgrade from the Mickey D's that these mass shooters seem to prefer after they go on
But
there.
then he drives back and gets caught on a ring cam at like 1 a.m. and then drives back home 3 hours. What? That doesn't make sense. I think there were multiple people that looked like and were dressed like the same Patsy.
Yep.
There were multiple people seen on campus.
Which would
Supposedly, they have video of him arriving at 8:29 on campus in his vehicle. There's another camera at 8:23 that sees his car drive by this house, and at 9:27 he's walking in his maroon shirt and shorts and towards the campus at 9:27. So how does that line up? He didn't arrive at 9:29, but he was driving by a house at 8:23. What? Wait. What? None of this makes sense. And there's a video, Life is Driving, where he's doing the interview with the 3 or 4 guys. There's a guy standing across from them on the other side of that courtyard, looks just like, same outfit. So you can't tell me there wasn't multiple people that look like that.
Yeah. This is the playbook that I was talking about earlier, man. It's exactly how I would have done it if I were one of those nefarious types.
But that's all allegedly.
Allegedly, yes.
Allegedly, yes.
The word of the century, allegedly.
Allegedly. I guess we need to write that on our wall behind us. So.
And this, yeah, like Baron Coleman did. I thought that was pretty funny, and it actually kind of jarred my memory back to this article that I covered here too,
Yeah,
because I kept saying that over and over again.
Allegedly. But it is interesting that when he was what? How do they know he ran across the field? Did they have video of that? That's when he became a suspect.
No, this is a narrative. Can't you tell? This is a George R.R. Martin story. This is I don't know,
A Disney movie?
Tom Clancy, ghostwriter. This is all just made up hockey puck. That's all it is. Horse pucky, whatever.
But we wouldn't actually kill, unalive American citizens on American soil. Never.
No.
Operation Northwoods? What?
That was
9/11?
just, by the way, that was just Northwoods was just the tip of the TrueStream got into this actually. Northwoods was just the tip of the iceberg.
Oh, no.
The contingency plans they had that were
Laid
sus
out?
at
Yeah.
that time.
Yeah. The only reason I bring it up is the one that, because it's gone mainstream. And that's one everybody can actually find and know. People know about it. It's not like it's hidden.
Wasn't there a Kurt Russell movie, Red Cell or something like that, where he was... It might not have been Kurt Russell, but I'm pretty sure there was a Red Cell movie where this was part of the plot where they had these like contingency plans of, you know, testing defenses and stuff like that, and then it went live. Oh God, I can't remember.
Now you're going to make me look for that.
Yeah, let's see.
Well, what is really, really bizarre is the similarities that they put with Snake Eyes. And I remember seeing the movie when it came out, or like right after it came out. But I didn't remember it until they started bringing it up. And I'm like, wow, I'd totally forgotten all that. Are they just using plots that they've already written and put out there? Or are they preparing us for what's coming?
Some of it might be limited hangout type stuff where we're going to admit to this, but we're going to omit that. And
yeah, I mean that's an ongoing op with them. So
revelations are supposed to appease public sentiment. So by admitting the truth, you know, you get the Operation Gladio book that comes out, but you don't find out that Gladio is moved to domestic.
Yeah.
Sense. Here we go. Red Cell, the true story with Richard Marchenko.
I don't know, man.
Red Cell special edition DVD featuring Richard Marchenko, classified top secret by the Navy and banished by the Department of Defense. Red Cell is the true account of a unit the government denies ever existed, staffed by members of Navy's top secret SEAL Team 6. Hey, what happened to those guys after?
They're still out there. They're making the rounds on podcasts right now.
The ones that are still alive.
Well,
the ones that didn't die in a horrible tragic helicopter accident. Yeah. Red Cell used their special skills to carry out successful terrorist attacks against American military bases, assets, and personnel worldwide.
What's the date on that?
This was published
2015?
Yeah, July 16th, 2015.
Okay.
Well, that's when the DVD came out. I don't know the actual.
It probably was released, 2014?
Looks old.
I don't think it's that old. I mean, I'm old, but...
Admiral Ace Lyons, creator of the Red Cell program, explains its objectives. Commander Richard Marchenko, founder of SEAL Team 6 and first CEO of Red Cell, discusses intimate details of Red Cell's successes and failures. This might be good homework, folks. Might be good homework. Red Cell operator exposes operations and how Red Cell was designed to cover for Other covert programs, the DVD format allows you to watch blah, 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 blah. You get the idea. This was used for cover operations. And the ostensible function of Red Cell was for testing defenses. You just can't have one of these programs without somebody using it for nefarious ends, can you?
Well, it's there. Why not? I mean, what is it they say?
It's the ring of power.
Never let a good opportunity go to waste.
Never let a good crisis go to waste, or a manufactured one, for that matter. Create the crisis if it don't exist.
And that's, we're seeing that in a lot of areas right now, and it's very obvious that's what they've been doing. I mean, J6, come on, the pot bombing, come on. This is
yeah, same playbook. They just used a training op
and said that's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they said what that was. I don't even think the perpetrators knew what they were doing until after the fact.
And I went back. Do you remember? They had a problem actually reporting the hijacking on 9/11 because they had training ops going on at that time. They were doing trainings at that period of time and said, yeah, okay, right, you're having a hijacking. Okay, whatever.
All circles into each other, man. You can't pull on one thread without 5 more popping out of the sweater. And this, I've been waiting for a while on this one. My
Spidey sense.
Not Spidey sense. I don't know. I just feel. I felt when I wrote these notes back in the day, I had a sense that at some point, and maybe this has already happened, at some point they're going to try and pull one of these things, and it's going to get exposed. And I think we're sitting on top of one of them right now. This shit could go nuclear. If we get even an ounce of the truth that comes out on this, and it's as shady as I think it is, as it looks,
but
just one of these ops gets exposed for what it is, man. It's going to flip the dynamics of this country on its head.
But
right now, it's just a theory.
Well, allegedly, it's a theory.
In Minecraft, yeah.
But if that were the case, and they had gone to this length to lay out a plan, set up a patsy, go through the process, that they're going to actually own up to any of this in any form or fashion. They said they released all the JFK files that were relevant to the case.
It's a tell. That is
Yaku says they have not released all the files. They have 12,000 documents that are unredacted and unreleased.
Yeah.
Why?
Coming up on our centennial. What are we going to do? That's not what I'm talking about, though, dude. I'm not saying they're going to, okay, you got us. Obviously, that's not going to happen. I mean that there is a preponderance of evidence. Obviously, CK died. Everybody knows that.
Well, everybody knows that. There are too many people that are saying, "Oh, he's still alive. He's on an island somewhere." No, he's not.
There's that too,
and that's just muddying the waters worse. That's the problem because we have all these ops, all these agents, all these paid propagandists that are putting out crap. I mean, there's a Fed. It's very obvious that he's a Fed. I can tell you a particular podcast that he did where he almost made a mistake and stopped himself, and then kind of went back on what he said.
Who are we talking about here?
I don't want to go. I'll tell you offline, but he is very obviously a Fed, and he is laying the narrative out in such a way that he cannot be disputed in any way, shape, or form. Everybody else is nonsense and they're making up shit, and he's got the story. He knows it. He can't be disputed.
I know who you're talking about. No,
Yeah, but it's very obvious that he's offended. He makes no bones about it.
Yes, and he is one of those redacteds. I can't use the other word. He's one of those redacteds that is constantly on Twitter saying, X number of days ago, a leftist killed my friend Charlie Kirk.
Yeah.
Keeps doing it over and over and over again. These are key witnesses in the trial. They're not supposed to be doing that. They're under a gag order not to do that. And they're out there doing that.
And they're doing it.
I don't know. Is the objective to get the case thrown out? Is that what's going on here?
Well, that's what I said. If you look at his demeanor in court, he has no fear whatsoever because he's been told they're going to get him off one way or another.
He probably didn't do it.
He didn't. He wasn't. He may have been involved. He may have had some, and that's his gun. He planted it, or somebody planted it for him.
If he's got an alibi, they are fucked. If he has an alibi, they are fucked.
He doesn't. And he could have been on campus. I don't know. I know that the pictures that they show do not fit the narrative. He did not have a gun in his pants. The photos do not look like him. If I were to look at that and that was my kid, there's no way I would have said, that's my kid. I know who that is. No. You can't tell by that photo. None of those. And the video that was released after the fact, there's no way that blip on the screen, you could go, that's my kid.
If there is any reasonable doubt raised as to his alibi, their case falls apart because they don't have the murder weapon. They were not able to match the bullet to the gun. They can't place him on the roof. We have not seen footage. It might exist, but we've not seen it.
Well, and
if they do have footage, is it identifying footage? I doubt it.
Well, they're all potato cams, but those cameras that are supposed to be on campus are high definition cameras. They're not potato cams.
And they should be. I would expect UVU would have 4K surveillance. Maybe 8K.
They had just upgraded most of their cameras the year before, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, somebody else brought receipts for that. So
here is the problem, Rage, and I don't know how you would look into this, but I can almost guarantee you a campus this big, they have the budget for a hardware-based security footage storage solutions. They have the budget for it, but that doesn't mean that they actually did it. They might have been using a cloud or had a cloud link to the hardware. And if they did, that means somebody could have backdoored and put some AI-generated shit in there. So that's not necessarily going to get him off the hook if they put NVIDIA on some...
Yeah,
we don't get the best version of AI, but corporations and DoD, they'll be able to make it look like your grandma was in World War II and killed.
You have to know that nation states have the capability of accessing that and being able to put whatever they want wherever they want.
Yeah,
so,
I mean they could have put it on the hardware too, but it's just.
I mean, yeah, technically, yeah, it's not a problem. But I don't think that was the case. Because they would have had something to bring to the hearing. Maybe they do. They have 12 terabyte of data. They have 600,000 files that were received, over 600,000 files. But I think those were taken from the individual devices that were seized at the residence, which were his computer, his laptop, a couple of iPads, the phones, which we've been told the phones are not even in evidence. Do you know that? The phones, they're not part of evidence right now.
Well, the thing that got me is that Charlie Kirk's phone was never put into evidence.
Taken, yeah.
They gave it back to Erica, supposedly. Now, I mean, they might have taken the data off it first, but still, that's weird. I would have thought that's the kind of thing they'd hold until at least
that goes back to why did they immediately sell out the vehicle. They didn't do that with JFK's limo.
I think that was a rental, anyways.
It was, but they should if it had gone into any kind of case in any way, it should have been taken as evidence.
Yep.
I don't know if you saw Barron's. I think it was last night where he was showing the silver that was in the seat, where would have been the wound.
Yeah.
And it looks like metal flakes, fragments of metal, which is really bizarre. His question was, did it come out of the wound or did it go into the wound?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just, I just, there's too much things, evidence, chain of custody. Do we have chain of custody on this stuff? Apparently not. I mean, the videos disappeared.
Playing fast and loose with it, especially when it comes to the TPUSA folks. I mean, there's entirely different sets of laws for people with money and versus people without, and that's on full naked display here because they were breaking all kinds of laws. They had I don't think it was Dan Flood. Who was the guy that Mikey McCoy? No, he was the one that made the phone call. Who's the guy that went for the memory card after? Terrell Farnsworth went for the micro SD card for the camera.
Well, he was the one that was standing up behind on that little hill behind there, and he was filming himself saying they shot Charlie, he's dead. He was filming himself, which was really, why would you do that?
Well, looking at the footage, because Candace was playing it, I don't know how she got her hands on it, and it was a nothing burger. It was a nothing burger.
It was.
And I think the reason for it was to plant a red herring. That's what I think.
What's interesting is, and I don't know from what aspect this is, but the video was edited in a way so you don't see all the actual frame.
Of course.
I don't know if that was from the Zoom call, on what end that was actually done.
Yeah.
But why does he still have the video? What, did the FBI not take that into custody? Is that not chain of custody? Shouldn't they have taken that?
It's probably a copy. I mean,
he didn't want Erica to see that, so why does he have it? I mean, yeah, maybe so. Maybe he made a copy and put it on his own flash SD card. I don't know.
I mean, if you remember his initial reaction, he said, well, he made it sound like they don't trust the government agencies. That was what he said initially. And I think that was probably the intelligent thing for an operator to do.
Right.
I mean, for an upstanding, regular, normal citizen, totally not part of the soup agencies to do.
To lay the groundwork to say we don't trust.
Yes. So that way you're like, oh, he's one of us. And then you don't question him after.
Yeah.
Because that's exactly the kind of people that this attracts. People like me.
And me.
They had to know the magnifying glass was coming. So what better to deal with that than to direct said magnifying glass? Oh, they took the back footage away. That must mean it's got something incriminating. And here it comes. Oh, it's a nothing burger.
It's nothing.
You see how dumb you are, conspiracy theorists? Do you see?
Well, and then I go back to the tool that magicians and con men use. It's called misdirection. Don't look over here, look over there.
Yeah.
And that's what they're doing. They've got so many different things. They're showing you so much flash over here, coming out with all this pyrotechnics. Look over here, but don't look over there because we're doing something over there you're not supposed to see.
That motherfucker walking away the microsecond CK gets shot and going on his cell phone
and keeps on walking
and keeps on a walking. Doesn't look back, doesn't look to the left or right.
Doesn't call 911.
No,
Nobody called 911. That would have been the
Really?
first thing I would have done.
remember what they said in that article about Nicholas Cruz? He was walking purposefully.
Purposefully,
Now,
yeah.
that motherfucker was walking purposefully.
Yeah,
I've never seen somebody walk with mission written all over them like that. And all of the lies surrounding who he was talking to, who he called. Why couldn't we get a straight answer? I understand maybe it's embarrassing that you were a coward and you fled the scene. Okay. That I can understand, but just fucking own it. I was scared. I was calling the cops. I was looking for my safe space, whatever. I was
he
calling
moved. He took off before Charlie even hit the ground.
Wasn't even cold yet. No. Absolutely insane. Absolutely. Everything about this is insane. The maroon shirt thing is not helping, I'll tell you that.
Does that really stick out in your mind?
Yeah,
mean,
I hadn't noticed it before, man. But
there was something that just kept eating at me, and that's why I said, can we pull that up? Because I really want to go back and look at that. I need to see that for some reason.
I think we might need to actually take another look at the Luigi case again.
Well, I think there's a couple others that we really we probably should touch back on. I know Pulse, that probably it's not.
Yeah, that one too.
Well, because I don't think that really lines up. There's a couple of things that maybe do, and maybe we need to revisit it. But as far as that,
the Pulse nightclub was Crisis Actor Central. And you literally had actors,
by
like
the way,
actual actors.
You brought that up. And did you see the McDonald's DoorDash at the White House?
Oh, yeah. That was dumb. That was just dumb.
Well, did you see the DoorDash individual is actually an actor?
An actor, not an actress.
Well, okay, maybe she's an actor. I don't know. Maybe she's an actor. I don't know. But
I don't know.
It's that crowd for hire, crisis for hire, whatever.
Crowds on demand.
Yeah, there you go.
The usual suspects, man. They keep showing up. I actually, the best coverage of it was Chris Hinckley's, and he scrubbed his own archive of that episode.
Oh man, damn!
I've actually, well, this is part of the reason why they blocked me. I think because I was badgering John and Michael Rivero and Chris for the, hey, where's your episode on this, that, and the other, and they
didn't.
They uniformly refused to respond to any posts asking for coverage at that time.
I'm sure they put a block on all that because they didn't want to go there.
I think they were under fire from the SPLC at that time.
I'm sure they were.
Is what was going on, because I know it was like 2 or 3 of their hosts that were.
Or the ADL?
No. Well, yes, one of them from the ADL, but most of it was from the SPLC. They were under lawsuit. There's like 3 of their hosts that were
actually under. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's what probably happened. They had some legal action going on. I don't know why they couldn't have just said that, but.
Well, they might not have wanted to come out and put that into the public, but I mean, that's fine. That's their business, not mine. Again, it just goes back to, we see patterns. We've seen this happen before. We've looked at things enough and go, wait a minute, there's something here. This makes sense. If you connect the dots, if you look down the line, there's a straight line from this point to that point.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to have to go through that episode 41 because I guess I covered it in more detail. I don't know, man. I was blackout drunk for most of that year. Let me see if I can pull that up. We're probably not going to do it today.
Yeah,
But
no, that's fine. What's the furthest back you go?
unfortunately, BitChute's archives will go.
2017.
It goes into it goes into infinite load loop.
Oh,
If I go back far enough, like you could see the videos on there, but it will never finish loading past a certain
yeah,
episode, and I don't know which one.
yeah.
I got
There's a
the
couple that we need
yeah
to
41. Here it is, 41. March for Our Chains. I will send that. I'll put it in the chat so you can.
Okay. Yeah, I really wanted to look at that.
Yeah, this was the protest that they had several months after the shooting, which was largely Hollywood funded and had a bunch of weird stuff around it. Mike Adams was on that. High Impact Flicks, Chris Hinckley.
Yeah.
Oh no, we got to play this one. I got to do this one. Hold on. I got a different one. This is the same thing, but I totally forgot about this one. Hold on.
It's on BitChute.
Yeah. It's loading. Okay, well, that's a good sign.
I need to go back and look at that.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. After the article I just read, the anti-media source for Parkland,
Man, I was sloshed.
dated March 10th, 2018.
I'm going to speed this up.
Newly released Florida school shooting police scanner audio raises serious questions. Well, it's not the only thing that's raising serious questions. Former Broward County Sheriff's Deputy Scott Peterson was widely condemned for his failure to enter Stoneman Douglas High School as Nicholas Cruz shot at students. He previously claimed publicly that he believed the gunfire was coming from outside the school, but recent police dispatches released this week by the Broward County Sheriff's Office reveal that at the very least, Peterson also believed the shots were coming from inside Building 12. According to the February 26th statement issued by his lawyer defending his reaction to the shooting, Peterson heard gunshots but believed those gunshots were originating from outside of the building on the school campus, and as a result, took up a tactical position outside. But the recordings released Thursday paint a somewhat different and chaotic sequence of events, though one officer says he has heard shots fired by the football field. Peterson says on dispatch that he hears possible shots fired from inside the 1200 building. Be advised, we have possible, could be firecrackers. I think we have shots fired, possible shots fired, 1200 building. Firecrackers. Why is this guy first name? You ever notice how all like you get a bunch of people with the same names, first or last, in these incidents? Little psyop trick they use there so you confuse people. Essentially, the conversation between officers acknowledges possible shots fired, both near the football field and in the 1200 building. This becomes even more confusing when, about a minute later, one officer says students are running toward the football field. Then references to building 1300 and 900 are also made, though it is not clear which officer is making them. So, this thing is all over the place. I got a question. What do you mean tactical positioning? You hear gunshots, and you think they're coming from outside. What are you doing? Are you looking for the shooter? Could be firecrackers. Could be. It could be purple space monsters from the planet Zergnuts. I mean, it could be that too. It could be. Don't you do firearms training? You can't tell the difference? I've heard firecrackers, all kinds of firecrackers, and I've also heard gunshots, all kinds of gunshots. When I was in the military, I had no small amount of experience with all manner of firearms. I went through probably more extensive firearm training than your average police officer, but still, I know you have to do so many hours on the range as a police officer. How do you boys do things in Florida? I don't know. There is a distinctive difference. Essentially, this conversation between officers acknowledges possible shots fired both near the football field and the 1200 building. Well, if it was in both locations, you suspected there was a shooter. Why didn't you look outside? It says, do not approach the 1200 or 1300 building. Stay at least 500 feet away from that point. 500 feet? What is 500 feet going to do? 500 feet, that's IED range for a small explosive device, 500 feet. Firearms pointed towards you can go farther than 500 feet. 500 feet. What are you going to do for 500 feet? They can still shoot at you from 500 feet away. I'm nuts. He does not identify himself before issuing that directive. The Palm Beach Post attributes this quote to him, to Scott Peterson. Unfortunately, the dispatch recordings create more confusion than clarity, leaving it difficult to discern exactly what happened and how officers reacted. Anti-media advises all readers to listen to the recording themselves. I don't know if there's a link to said recording here, but I'll put the source article down in the description. And if I can find the recording, if it's still up. I know Gulag is on the warpath against any and all information about these mass deception, false flag shootings. As these developments unfold, Broward Circuit Judge Jeffrey Levinson is set to review security camera footage from outside the school during the shooting before deciding whether it should be released to the public. The South Florida Sun-Sentinel, along with Miami Herald, CNN, and other media outlets, have sued to force the sheriff's office and high school to release the video, which reportedly does not show anyone being shot. Big surprise. Though Israel, that's the sheriff, not the country. Though Israel has claimed he wants the public to see the video. Yeah. And I'm the fucking Queen of England. Both the police department and the school say the footage is protected from disclosure under the state's public records law, the Sun-Sentinel reports. Further, the school's assistant principal, Max Rosario, says releasing the footage could further endanger the school. Think of the children's. My concern is that it's going to expose our blind spots, Rosario said on the stand. Any individual who would be able to come on campus knowing where they could go without being recorded. An attorney for the school made a similar argument, asserting it could compromise the entire school district's security systems. Well, newsflash, attorneys at law, fuck knobs. Newsflash. You just had a mass shooting in your school, if we're to believe that anyone was actually shot. And I think in this particular case, people did die. You just had a shooting in your school. All right? And you have security cameras all over the place. And apparently, either no one was watching them or they didn't. This guy knew where they were recording and he slipped in under them somehow. You know, somehow he walked up to the school with a fucking soft rifle case and body armor. And nobody caught it on the camera. So that he knew the blind spots. Apparently, you have blind spots already. It's time to revamp your security. And if that's a concern, revamp the security anyways and release the footage. If it doesn't show anything, whatever. Doesn't show anything. At least you can release it. And then maybe you can silence some of the wacko tinfoil conspiracy theorists like myself from coming up with their own theories about why it is that you won't release the footage. I have a few theories I'd like to postulate right now, such as the three men who hurriedly shuffled out a duffel bag, which could have housed body armor, rifles, who knows, masks. Police won't answer any questions on that. It also probably won't show, what's his name? Nicholas Cruz going into Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School. Or if he is, his eyes are as big as saucers and the rifle he was supposedly carrying will be mysteriously absent. That's my theory. Prove me wrong, mainstream media. Maybe here's an idea, Deep State. Maybe you should start cooking up the fake footage before you do these false flag events. That way, when people say, "Where's the proof? Where's the proof?" you can be like, "Here's the proof," and you've already got it cooked up and ready to go. Hollywood production and the whole 9 yards. Now, see, the problem with that is if even one person comes out with some video that doesn't quite hash up with the shit that you release, you got a problem. So instead of releasing cooked footage, you do nothing. If it doesn't show anything, I can't foresee any reason for not releasing it. This school should be overhauling its security right now. There should not even be kids or staff attending this school until it has totally revamped its security. Because you're basically just shuffling cattle into another slaughtering field. Why do I get the distinct impression that you're doing nothing to improve the security of this school in any tangible kind of way? And Sheriff Israel says he wants the footage to be public. Bullshit. As Dana McElroy, an attorney for the news organizations, argued, these records don't have anything to do with the crime but the response. Considering the chaotic and indisputably inadequate response from law enforcement as the massacre unfolded, her argument that the focus of our inquiry is to evaluate the government's actions in response to the shooting seems appropriate. Well, yeah, it is. It is appropriate. By the way, don't these cops wear body cams? Where's the body cam footage? That's supposed to be public domain too. Haven't seen any of that come out either. Or did they forget, quote unquote, their body cams, or did they forget to turn them on, or oops, I dropped it and stepped on it? Was it something like that? Or is it just conveniently this one particular unit doesn't carry body cams, or this one particular precinct? Whoops. In a similar show of apparent incompetence, the FBI's deputy director admitted during a congressional hearing this week that they missed 2 clear opportunities to stop Cruz before he killed 17 people on February 14th. And I've already covered that, and I'm not going to cover it again. Here it is. Now they just admitted it. We fucked up. Well, we already knew that you fucked up, FBI. We already knew that. We already knew that over the course of 7 years, this little sideshow Bob got the police called on him 39 times. 39 times over 7 years. He's got to have a pretty extensive file on him. And somehow he was able to buy a truckload of firearms. And that didn't raise any red flags. And we already know that the government's spying on us with impunity, just steamrolling over our Fourth Amendment rights. Look how much good it does. They got dragnet surveillance up to the eyeballs, and they still can't catch these nut jobs. What makes you think that more unconstitutional laws are somehow going to protect us? They're already doing it right now, and they couldn't stop this guy. Or the how many other dozen that happened before it. You know, it's almost like we're approaching this problem from the wrong direction. It's almost like it's not the guns. Huh. Who'd have thunk it?
We're doing this 702 right now. Were they only going to make it worse?
Yeah. Well, that is another thing that I feel like I failed to mention pretty much in all of these, which is there's only ever one person arrested in these incidents. You don't hear about anybody else getting picked up, questioned. Now, I understand there are reasons for that. They don't want to defame people. Surely there were other suspects with that many people
Involved. I mean,
we don't hear any of it.
You would think that they would have another, at least one other suspect, but they don't, or they never mention it. They only have a suspect that they didn't have video footage of, but they know he was a suspect because somebody said he was. What?
Well,
Couldn't identify him before, but now, yeah, that's who it was. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, exactly. There is a target fixation, and they lead with it. This is why I fixated on this, because immediately it was, this is the guy, we got the guy, we got the guy.
Well, and
No other questions.
No, we didn't. We got the guy. No, we didn't. No, we got the guy in 33 hours.
Yeah. Well, I'm talking about MSD in particular, but
Well,
yeah,
I know, but I'm just saying, you know, he had to go on social media and say immediately, "Oh, we got the guy," and then come back and go, "Oh, no, we don't."
Yeah, exactly.
Social butterfly.
But the OPSEC that is practiced on the other suspects, if there even are other suspects, is not given to the chosen patsy. And it's not given to them from the beginning, before there even is an investigation or anything approaching an investigation. You'll just have it blasted that this is the guy. We don't do that with most other things. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm not jaded enough. It just seems like these are isolated incidents, and the rule book goes out the window for, worrying about defaming somebody when it's one of these scapegoat guys. Because that's the way I view it.
Well, it's almost focused hatred, where they picked out their scapegoat, and you're just supposed to focus on that particular target. That's it.
Yeah, but the hatred part is almost like ipso facto. Like they tack it onto the tail end of these incidents.
Well, I mean, that's how they it's the psyop part of that. They make you have that feeling of this guy is scum.
And Cruz also was the first iteration that I can think of, at least since Columbine, where they had, we'll call it insignias, the one, carved onto the magazines. And I think it was carved, or maybe it was spray painted. I forget. And they did the same thing with this Tyler Robinson thing, where he put, catch fascist and other stupid stuff on the bullets.
Well, but they're going to say that's a copycat because that's been going on for a while. I don't know where that's originated, but I think it goes back to, 52? Yeah, I would have
to. It's a Hollywood trope.
Well, I mean, yeah, but
it's Hollywoodisms, man.
I just think over maybe a period of time, we need to revisit a couple of things and maybe look for some other similarities that we're now seeing that we weren't aware of at the time. They didn't make sense. But now we're starting to see stuff that maybe is carried across all of these.
Well, now you've got the decentralized OSINT, Bill Cooper might be done and dusted, but the spirit of what he started all those years back is still alive. I really think that, for as much as I dislike Alex Jones, he kind of started something as well. Carried on, at least in form, if not in intention, the citizen journalist spark. And we really need that, because it does seem like there's more people that are at least opening up to the idea that not all this stuff is on the level, and we're not getting the full skinny on stuff. And just how dire the situation is if any of that pans out to be true. And I don't know necessarily that it is, but I mean, all the indicators that I'm getting from this Tyler Robinson situation is telling me that it probably was some kind of operation.
Well, I think my real problem is, and I told you this previous, that they're not even trying to hide it anymore. They're
No.
flaunting it in our face.
No, we're reaching the end of this arc, man. And sadly, I don't think this is the nastiest one we're going to see.
Oh no.
I think the CK hit was done because they needed to get us to war with Iran real quick, and he would have been in the public zeitgeist saying no quite loudly.
He already had been, and that
And
was that was part of the problem. He was very vocal on his stance with that, and then everybody knew that. It wasn't a hidden fact, but now they're saying, "Oh no, he would have been." You can't say what he would have been if he was still here. You have no idea. We have to go back to what he did say at the time, and he did say we didn't need this.
no.
So, I mean, I don't know.
And the public is just not having it anyways. The neocon agenda of getting us to war under
False pretenses
or any pretenses really, or fuck it, we're not going to give you pretenses, we're just going to do the war and you're going to pay for it. Fuck you, got mine.
Oh, and by the way, you're going to be drafted.
Yeah. And they raised the age of the draft too.
Yeah, thankfully. But I mean, look, we're building all these robots. Why do we have to send people to war?
Because they don't need us anymore.
They want to get rid of us.
They have these this is kind of a running theory of mine, that they throw world wars in order to cull the population every once in a while.
That's what they've done. What, four wars in a row?
Candace actually brought this up, that was part of the Templars' plan, is they were trying to bring to the king. I forget the king in that region was, but they tried to make a deal with the king, and the king pretended like they were on board with it until the very moment they rounded them all up unceremoniously. Well, not all of them, obviously, but yeah, that was the plan. They were going to hold these cyclical wars for profit, mainly in territorial expansion. Theft has consequences. And it's being wrought upon the world, and the scam can't continue for much longer.
I mean, we're 40 trillion in debt.
Just imaginary. It's made up. Who do we owe it to?
Well, there's a lot of people that hold, I guess, bonds on those treasury bonds, but
Ink and paper burn.
I mean, yeah, it's digital. It doesn't matter. But now our actual stockpile of weapons has been depleted, and we're not able to make weapons fast enough.
I don't know about that. I'm pretty sure we could if we
Well,
actually...
I mean, our supply chain has been reduced. They've asked General Motors and Ford to actually stop car production and go into military weapons.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Dragging out all the old Playbook.
That's from World War II. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know
And
if
one.
that's World War I, but that's World War II for sure.
All
I
the
have to
fancy
ask-
toys are going to come out, man. We're going to see some space age stuff. They already kind of gave us a teaser with that Maduro hijacking and
Oh yeah.
the sonic weapons they use there.
Well, he keeps saying that we have weapons that they have no idea, what capability we have.
Oh, they have an idea. We're rattling sabers with parity. That's a very bad idea, man.
Well, yeah.
Russia has they have directed energy weapons. They have hypersonics. They have nukes.
Yeah, well, they have spacebound nukes. You know that?
Yeah. If you believe the crackpot conspiracy circles, they've got nukes in the ocean, and they're going to cause a tidal wave, and California is going to sink into the ocean.
I got no problem with that.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. There's so much stuff. We've seen too much. That's the problem. We know too much.
It's not shocking anymore. It's just, yep.
But and it came to a head today because I actually spoke with someone and I said, "Have you been really keeping up with the news?" And she's like, "No." I said, "Do you have any clue who killed JFK?" And she kind of looked at me funny and she was like, "Do you Harvey Oswald?" I'm like, "No." That's the story they tell you.
Yep.
The problem is that these people don't. It doesn't matter. They don't care. They're just going to take the story and go, "Okay, whatever."
Yeah.
I'm too busy paying for $6 gas.
Well,
I got to get this job that I hate and pay my taxes.
Yes. See, that was the part they hadn't perfected at that time. Is people were content with life back in those days. That was probably one of the most jarring incidents to happen in that time period. And the economic disparity hadn't set in the way that it has now. This is the major fuck up, and it's the one they can't fix because it's part of the plan.
Well,
need us all poor. Well,
I have to say,
a byproduct of having everybody poor is they have a lot of time to lament, and they will lament regardless.
Oh, yeah.
Give people a target fixation on something like this that looks a whole lot like the man stomping their boot on the backside of somebody that was saying and thinking things they didn't like.
Yeah.
Well, and a dishonest media that has been proven to be dishonest over the last decade, and you've got a brewing, a stewing pot, whatever, of discontent. Just general discontent, free-floating anxiety, I think is the term.
Well, they've gone so far to push us into this separate camps. They keep us in separate camps. So we fight against one another, but we're to the point now that we're just fighting everybody, including them.
Yes. That's inevitable, but I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how this pans out. Is this the op that blows the cover off the others? Could be. Could very well be, man. There's a lot of eyeballs on this thing, and there's a lot more. All the janky stuff we just covered with MSD, that's just what I was able to pull up. That's not even all the available stuff. And, now this is kind of jarring my memory back in those days, looking in the comments section. I know there were crackpots like me in there making those comments because I saw them.
Yeah.
I featured them on several, I think on the 41 there that I sent you. I think I poured over some of those comments.
Yeah.
So they were curating. They were heavily curating. They've done it since then. They've never stopped, even though the guy's already in prison.
Well, they've got to keep the narrative up.
The AI tools that we just got access to 4 years ago, they pre-exist our access to them. And they were using them back then for that curation. and channels were getting stricken down. How I See the World, several other channels, but they were covering this. It's where I got a lot of the information for the articles that I did in the first place. That's changed. I don't know why. I don't know if it's just YouTube that's trying to continue to be relevant or something, or
they can't drop the mask. At this point, they can't drop the mask.
I don't know. I mean, YouTube's also under different leadership compared to back then, too. Susan Wojcicki was still in charge back then. So I don't know. And you had the Heroes program where they were trying to enlist other content creators to be little Stasi agents on YouTube. Different strokes.
But now they've got us in these silos, basically.
Yeah.
They're keeping us siloed off from the masses.
Well, and this kind of leads me to what I wanted to talk about also, which is where I think we should go with this next. I don't think I'm doing any more stuff on YouTube. It's not growing. It's never gonna. And more to the point, I'm hearing from other content creators on YouTube that their monetization is terrible. So I don't even know if it's worth it to get monetized and get paid breadcrumbs and have to subject an audience to, well, the ads. They suck.
I've noticed, and somebody brought this up recently, but the ads on my TV are so much longer, and there's no way to get around them. You cannot get around them. You have to sit through them, and they just push it down your throat.
Mm-hmm.
You have no choice. So, I mean, I don't see. We already know we're not going to make any headway.
Yeah, so, this ain't going anywhere. I mean, I'll put it up on YouTube, but it's not going to. I don't know. Prove me wrong. Maybe I'll get 12,000 views in the first hour or something crazy, but
I wouldn't think.
I'm just done with it, man. I'm so. I'm start a Kick. I'm gonna start a Kick channel. Probably for this and for the other one, the creative stuff that I'm doing. Start a Kick channel.
I've seen other people that are actually getting some traction on Kick.
I should have done it earlier, man. I was thinking about doing it earlier. I didn't realize that it was getting more popular now, and hopefully they don't go the way of VidMe and they don't sell out to Gulag at some point. I don't get that sense, but I was kind of waiting for Rumble to do the same thing. Instead, Rumble just got worse somehow.
Yeah. Well, I think it's a for-profit model that they're so, I guess, sold on that model. They're because they've seen it work in other aspects. So that's what we're going to do. This is the only way we're going to go.
I don't know where else to go, man. And I don't even know if that's going to work because I don't know what their discovery is like, but they don't seem heavy on the censorship. They're not quite as liberal as Rumble is, but
I don't see a lot of organic growth either. I don't know how that actually works, but like I said, I've seen people that actually have made some traction. I don't know how they did it, but
yeah. Well, a lot of these guys, like Joker, for instance, he's been on the platform for like a decade. And he brought his existing YouTube audience, which is like 500,000 subscribers at the time when he migrated. I don't have that.
Yeah.
And I never will, at least not on that platform and the content that we're doing. So it's not going to work. And I'm done beating my head against the brick wall. It's been a decade-long experiment that's failed over and over again. When they test bed the videos, I get 100 views, and if they don't stay, if it doesn't catch, whatever, I don't know, they'll stop showing it. That's every single video.
Yeah.
It's like 400 videos on that channel. Most of them I've taken down.
I don't know, man. I mean,
Experiments failed. I don't know. Maybe I'll do something with it later. I mean, I'll keep uploading, but I'm wasting time.
well, it's frustrating. It really is frustrating. Because you see these guys, these jokers, you know, Ambi.
And
I don't know, man. I just go, why? How? This doesn't make sense. You got crap.
yeah. Joker is, speaking of Better Bachelor, gotten on my fucking nerves talking about the women bad thing again. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? I thought we moved on from this crap. I think his viewer base is down or something. His views are down. So he's going back to the old formula that worked, trying to ride the algorithm.
I don't think that's going to work.
They're all fucking doing this crap, man.
He's rehashing the shit he's already done. And we've moved on, man.
He's pissing off his existing audience. I'm reading the comment section. I'm not the only one that's saying it. Like, dude, what are you doing? But he's not the only one.
Oh, I know. But it's very glaring. It's in your face.
Well, apparently that's the game you got to play.
Why? That doesn't make you any better.
I lived long enough to see red pill content become a niche that YouTube promotes, and now it's just sad. T-shirts. Get your coffee mug, Rage. Get your Better Bachelor coffee mug. Get your redacted T-shirt. Get your...
Come buy my hoodie.
Yeah. Get your merch.
And that's not my deal, man. I'm sorry, it's not. I'm not there. I don't care. I stand on this is truth. We're searching for the truth, and you know. But
my buddy
doesn't seem to matter.
My buddy here came up to me the other day and he said, "Hey, you want to see my favorite video?" I'm like, "No." I'm like, "All right, you're gonna show it to me anyway, so let's see it." And pulled it up on his phone, and his stupid animatronic AI generated slop. He's like, "Oh," and it's this funny dancing produce. I don't remember what it was, broccoli or something. Had 3 million views. And I'm like, I know. It was at that moment that I realized I'm barking up the wrong fucking tree with this entire thing. With this, with the other channel, with every other channel that I've ever made. This type of content will absolutely never get promoted by the algorithm. People ever discovered it en masse, it would blow up on its own and become its own niche, but that's not allowed to happen. It's not allowed to happen. I'm done fighting with it.
Well, there was a time where the algorithm was not in place. It was not there. And there was organic growth. It was a different landscape, but it's not now.
This is one of the reasons why I look at guys like Redacted with a jaundiced eye. And when they bring on Professor Jing Jong Ping Pong, who's been on he's making the rounds, man.
Yeah. And he's not really even a professor, you know that?
And he says nothing. He says nothing. Now, I mean, I've watched a few of his classroom things. I don't know. I hadn't heard he wasn't actually a professor. He seems like one. I don't know.
Yeah, he's a high school teacher.
Okay, well.
He has no degree as far as I know. That was brought up in somebody else's podcast recently. So, I mean, why is he making the rounds? What does he have that nobody else has?
I don't know. I mean, if he's spreading propaganda, I couldn't tell you what it is. It's the same shit everybody else is saying. I think he's just a coattail rider. He happens to have some kind of personality it factor, and he's just monetizing it, I guess. I don't know. Cynical is my default when it comes to folks like this. I actually kind of like some of the stuff he put out initially. Thought it was interesting.
There were some good videos that I did like. But there came a time where I went, you know what? He's saying the same crap.
Yeah.
He just
over and over.
He's repackaging it.
I thought he was going to bring, I don't know, some receipts or something, or some insight, some deductions, some inductions. I don't know. You're professor.
Do you remember Mr. Wizard? No, you're probably not old enough.
No.
Everybody thought he was such a wonderful scientist. He really wasn't. He was just an actor guy that, he did some scientific experiments, and everybody thought that was really cool, but, he wasn't anybody special.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
There you go. And he's just taking off on Mr. Wizard. So, nothing new under the sun, man.
Well, he's better than Beekman's World, anyways.
Yeah, got to give you that one. There's nothing new under the sun, man. It's just all repackaged shit.
Yeah.
I really do think there are a few things that we need to go back and maybe dig into and say, hey, don't remember that, but hey, that makes sense.
The world is ruled by storytellers.
It is. I mean, that's what we've done from millennia. We came out of the caves. That's why you have cave drawings, because they were telling stories.
Yes. We don't remember the lost, the ones that didn't.
Well, and the problem now is the stories are getting rewritten.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, man. TrueStream did a video, I think it was last week, about the national parks rewriting the signage because it was unsavory or whatever. And
oh, wow. Well, I mean, it's happened before, a different time period. But, yeah, I mean,
it's just crazy. This is the same shit they were doing when Obama was in office and pulling the statues because they were, the Confederate statues, because it's a symbol of racism. And now we're doing the same thing, except, we're just trying to, I guess, hide the racism that happened in the past by not mentioning it or changing names. And like, dude, what are you doing? And these are coming down from on high, too. This stuff has not gone away. They've just given it different labels.
Well, they put a different layer of paint on it, a different coating.
Even understand the reason why they're doing this crap in the first place. Is it just so we have no frame of reference?
Probably.
I don't know.
Those who can't remember history are doomed to repeat it.
Well, we're damn sure doing that regardless. even from the official books. Man.
Well, that's the problem. All those books have been rewritten.
The books are cooked. The books are
Yeah,
cooked.
they have been for a while.
So are we. I'm cooked. Stick a fork
Fork
in
in
me.
me. I'm done.
No soundboard. Sorry, I lost that with the transition here.
Yeah, I was thinking about that earlier. We need the bell.
Yeah, well, you heard it there.
Yeah, I did. I was laughing too. Fuck it, we're doing it live.
Do it live, and we have done.
It was feeling good, man. I really did enjoy it. You know, you did bring up some things that I want to look back. I want to go back and do some digging because there's some things that really hit me kind of funny, and I'm like, there's too many things here that maybe line up.
Well, it's these events, these recent events, that have kind of sparked my curiosity with similarities of those events. And I never thought I'd, man, just to be able to tie those specific elements to this, it's intriguing. I'm hoping folks like, I know Ian Carroll was digging into the Vegas thing. He didn't find out anything new. Nothing I heard him say was shit that I hadn't heard or figured out on my own.
There was maybe one thing that I hadn't heard before. I think I brought that up to you when we were talking about it, but I think you had heard that. I don't at this point. I don't remember what it was, but you said you had heard that, but I hadn't. But again, it was just stuff that was period. I think John Cullen had actually gone through all that.
Well, Tom Lacavera Stewart, actually, he was the one that brought in the MBS angle.
Yeah.
The Mohammed bin Salman. I heard that before, and I thought it was crackpot when he said it, and I still think it is now. Because there's no physical evidence. It's just words on paper. And
that's what they're going to say about all of this is there's no evidence. You don't have any receipts. No, I don't.
No.
But I have things that make me think. And when I start thinking, I start questioning everything. Well, there's some issues that you need to actually address here. Maybe there is a pattern.
It's also the plot of, I think it's the 4th or 5th level on Hitman Blood Money.
Mm-hmm. So
that was one of the other things that stood out to me. It's like, dude, this is from Hitman Blood Money. Like this entire thing that you're talking about. That's why I didn't believe it, because it's a video game level. Doesn't mean it didn't happen, but
we've already seen where they use media as
part of the playbook.
It's part of the playbook.
Anyways, I'm out of steam, man.
Yeah. Okay. I'm glad. I appreciate you going this far because we really did cover a lot. But
I wasn't planning on it, but once I get going,
Well, I mean, you got a lot to edit, but at least you have some material to work with. So